We're going to be making pie crust today. Making some for turkey pot pie because we have leftover turkey. Yay! Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is 2.5 cups of flour into your food processor. We need 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, and then we have 2 sticks of butter here that we've used a butter cutter to cut into small pieces. If you don't have one of these, you could freeze this and then use a cheese grater. I've never done it that way because I have got this handy dandy little thing. It's so old that it's rusted. So cute, right? All right. So anyways, you're going to put all these slices of very cold butter. I just got them out of the fridge. I cut them and then put them back in the fridge to stay nice and cold. Might be better if you break those apart before you stick them in there, though. There we go. Like broken apart butter. Okay, and then we're going to pulse this a few times. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay, shake it all down. And now we're going to slowly add 1/2 cup of regular cold water. This does not want ice water in there because then the ice will puddle up and leave little dollops of ice-sized crystals all over. Oh, shoot. Spilling it. You just want to slowly add this water without spilling it. Okay, you want this just until it kind of forms into a ball, which we have all of it right up here. That's not working out. I'm just... There we go. Just until it starts sticking together. You don't want to overdo it. There we go. Okay, see how all the dry stuff is all combined? That's where you stop. Now we're going to take this out of here. We're going to wrap it up in some saran wrap, or you can put this into a quart-sized bag and stick it in the refrigerator overnight. It'll be ready to go by tomorrow. What you're going to do, get your pie crust made and refrigerate overnight. Then you want to put your oven to 350 degrees. You want to let your pie crust sit out for about an hour before you attempt to roll them out. Oh, I think we need to do it a little more, babe. That's not flat enough. More and more. You got to flatten it out into a big circle that'll fit into this pie plate. We're going to be making 2 pot pies today. So we have 2 pie crusts. Ready to go. Okay, then you're going to need a saucepan. We're going to divide this dough ball in half first, and then we're going to roll it out into a circle, girl. Okay, because we need a top layer and a bottom layer. We got to cut it. Do you want to cut it? Yeah, it's got a magnet on it. Okay, then we're just going to push this one into a circle. You want to try not to knead this too awfully much. Then you use your pie plate. No. This really helps keep it into a circular shape for when you start. Ow! And just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's give it a little flip here. So first we're going to roll out the 2 bottoms.
2 bottoms?
Yes.
Look how I do it.
It's hard. You think you can do it? Yeah. You got to push kind of hard. Oh, very nice. Look at that. You're getting it all nice and smooth.
Done.
If you got all these wrinkles in there, you just give it a little bit of a lift up. Hold on. That's so heavy. Don't drop it, okay? Yeah, just lift it up just enough to pull those wrinkles off. I'm not going to break it. Just stay calm. Stay calm. Calm down. Calm down. I am being careful. You can get yourself a helper, but sometimes a helper is just too much. Okay, and once you get your dough rolled out, this is just the first bottom here. And just carefully peel back this top layer. Ooh, got a little rip. You got to go nice and slow so it doesn't stick. So put that aside. And now, no.
Yeah.
So now you just get your pie tin, just like over here, and you lay this right on top like that. Very carefully pull off this top wax paper. And then we'll repeat this process with the other bottom of this one. Got a little hole in my paper. Might need to get a new piece of wax paper before I start. But usually you can use the same wax paper a couple of times before it rips. And then just carefully lift it up and let the dough sink. You don't want to try to force it into the corner there. You'll pop holes through it with your fingernails. Oh, butter crust on a turkey pot pie. So good. It's going to be like a turkey wrapped in a biscuit, like a Thanksgiving dinner wrapped in a biscuit. Okay. And there we go. And then you just want to leave all your excess crust right there for right now, because after we fill it, we'll cut it all off at the same time. Don't put this on the stove while you wait, because your oven's heating up. That'll cause your crust to start rising prematurely. Okay. Just remember, you don't want to knead that dough. It's so tempting to knead it. You don't want to do it. Actually, you do want to do it, but you got to resist the urge. You could buy store-bought prepared crust for this too if you want to just do it really fast, but sure doesn't take much work after you get the pie crust made and in the fridge. And I ended up making 6 pie crust recipes the other day, so I have 3 put into the freezer. Just kind of line it up and then pull the paper off nice and slow. The edges are always a little bit tricky because they're thinner than the rest of it. But once you get it started, it'll just peel right off. Just nice and slow. Let's get to work preparing our base. I'm using bacon grease today in place of butter. Alright, so we're going to need about 1/4 cup, about half the stick's worth, 4 tablespoons. I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to use bacon or butter, so I asked my husband to choose, and he chose bacon. And we're just going to start slowly melting that. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Slowly melting that while we chop some vegetables here. Oh no, we're going to only need 1 chopped onion. Almost made us an onion pie. Okay, then we're just going to add that directly to our bacon grease or butter, whichever you're using. This is about equivalent of 3 stalks of celery. So you're going to want about 1 cup of onion, 1 cup of celery and 1 cup of carrots. More or less, either way, that's going to work out just fine. 2 slices of carrots. Just add those directly to the pot as you get them chopped. Okay, now that we got these veggies in here, we're just going to cook these for about 3 to 5 minutes until they're good and softened. Actually, we should turn the heat up to medium now. We don't want these to cook too fast because now we're going to get the turkey out of the fridge and add the turkey to our pot. We're going to want a couple, about 2 to 3 cups. And there's the wishbone. So we'll put that aside so the girls can make a wish. I like to actually just shred my turkey with my fingers, and then I can feel if there's any extra bones in there or like this really hard ligament. Like if you're using a knife, you wouldn't have been able to feel that in there. Some people like to pull theirs apart with 2 forks. That's a lot more work. Use the tools that God gave you. Ooh, there's some good fatty part with some of that gelatin. That's what you're looking for right there. You want that in your pie. You put all of that into your pie. Yes. I get so excited. I'm like, oh, there's not enough jelly in here. Then I find a part and gets me all excited. Yes, that's the part I was hoping. Let's give that a little stir here. Oh my gosh, that smells so good already. You watch, the girls and my husband are going to start funneling through here to figure out what that smell is here in a moment. All right, we're about ready for that turkey. We're going to put that turkey right on top, then we'll just let it sit like that for a minute. You can't have too much turkey in a turkey pot pie. Heck no. Heck no. As long as we don't breach this pot here, we're going to be just fine. Oh, yeah, that smells amazing. Oh, goodness. We're going to be adding 2 cups of water. Hot or cold, it really doesn't matter. We can leave that heat on. And we're going to add 4 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. 2, 3. Make that little last one a little bit short since a couple of those were full. And 4. Okay. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of pepper. That's for 2 pies. It's not that much pepper. Oops. Okay, then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of basil. And you can use oregano or parsley for this too. I'm just out of those. So we are improvising because I don't like to run to the store every few minutes. Just use what you have. You smell that, baby?
Yeah, let me taste it.
It smells just like chicken noodle soup. Don't taste it yet. Just smell it. It's not cooked yet. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
All right, so while you're waiting for this to come back to a boil, let's get our water set up for, we're going to need some flour to thicken our sauce here. Essentially what we're making is gravy. It's like chicken noodle soup gravy. So, we're going to need a 1/2 cup of flour. Y'all can measure however precisely you want to measure. I've been doing this for years. And take all that extra time. Who has all that extra time in their life? Let's just get it done. Just get her done. Only thing you want to be careful of is make sure you don't pack it when you measure it. With this half cup flour, you just add some cold water to it. And then mix this together. You want approximately 1 cup of liquid. Okay, and then we're just going to set this aside. Okay, and divide that into 2 parts. That's 2 tops. There we go. Set that one aside. Make this into a smooth ball. Make sure you don't knead it. Now this top crust here, you want it to be thicker than that bottom crust because this is going to give it all of our buttery, biscuity flavor. So just only roll it out until it's wide enough to fit on the top crust. Not too thin. Make sure it's all evenly distributed as best you can. I'm pretty sure that's big enough. All right, now we'll just put this aside for a second because we're going to need space to roll out the other one. Let's throw that over here. We're going to take this top layer. Put this right in the middle, right here. And we don't want to waste wax paper, so we're going to tear this in half. Or you could get a whole new piece if you like to waste your wax paper. That's fine. It works either way. Okay. And if you start getting too many of those wrinkles in it, just pull it back. Lay it smooth. And start again. Our mixture's over there just coming to a boil. We'll get that in the middle. Just let it boil. All those flavors are combining right now. All right, now that we've come to a boil, everything's smelling so amazing. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn this up to high. Yep, we want it on a high boil. Let's just set these right over here because I need my surface back. There we go. Okay, now that we got this up to a high boil, just give that mixture, the flour and water mixture, a little bit of a stir. Make sure you don't have any clumps in there. Okay. And we're going to add this directly to the pot. We're going to turn this heat off. Okay. And add that mixture. Then quickly stir it in. It's already doing its thing now. Okay. Oh, yum, yum, yum. And you're not going to need to add salt to this because we have that chicken bouillon in there. And it is pretty darn salty. We use just a little bit of extra chicken bouillon. That's going to be our salt replacement. Okay, so now, see how thick that is already? Yes. All right, let's get our pie crust set side by side. Okay, now, carefully. No, baby, this is boiling hot. Distribute half and half into your crust. It's very hot, huh? What? Want to just dump it all in the center. just like that. I think we need a little more in this one here. All right, and then just using the back of your spoon, carefully spread that over to the edge so that you have a nice flat surface. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, that looks so good already. It's already beautiful and thick. And making everybody starve over here. All right, now that you got those in there, let's get their tops on. Oh, yes. It's going to be super easy. You just pick it up like this. Then start with a side that you know is circular edge here. Ooh, that's our one that was sitting a little too close to the oven, got a little overly warm. Oh, come on. Give me my pie crust. That's what happens when you roll it out too thin. Get you some thin spots. There you go. Just carefully, as best you can. If you accidentally rip a hole in it, that's going to be perfectly fine because we have to vent this pie anyway. It will overflow and bust its seams if we don't vent it. So we got this extra large, like, serving fork here. And we're just going to very quickly. Oh, that's a sticky. That's okay. It's totally fine if it's sticky. Just push it all together like this so your edges are sealed. And then, no, it doesn't look that pretty now. But calm down. It's going to look super beautiful in a minute. Okay, then get yourself some kitchen shears and then just follow that pie line all the way around. And don't worry about trying to make it perfect. Just try to get with your pie line as best you can. Yep. Missed a spot. Okay, and then you just go around it just like this to flatten it. Okay, now with our kitchen shears, we're going to slice 4 slits. Just like this. Poke, slit. Poke, slit. Oh, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? Look at how pretty that is. All right, let's set that right here while we get our other pie ready. Ooh, that is a lot of leftover dough. Okay. Let's just slide this one over here so we have a better work surface. And just line it up as best you can. Oops, I messed that one up a bit. There we go. Then the rip's right here, so I'm going to start at the opposite corner, and I don't have to fight that rip. Oh, there's another rip. Okay, so then you just pull that off of there. May, can you throw this in the garbage, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where's Sissy? Oh.
She went downstairs. Okay, then you just want to mush, mush, mush all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough to seal it. Got a thin spot right there. A little bit. That's perfectly fine. All right, and then you take your scissors and follow the outline edge of that pie, of that pie crust, or that pie pan. I almost called it a pie tin, and then I realized, oh yeah, we're using glass. Glass works, I find better for doing the turkey pot pies. I prefer cooking in metallic or aluminum when I'm doing pumpkin pies. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of dough left over there. Okay, then mush it around with your hands just to give it that nice soft edge. Missed a little piece there. And then take your scissors and cut. Oh my goodness, those look so pretty. Okay, now we're going to bake it for 40 to 45 minutes. Stick them in the oven. Here we go. Alright, we'll see you guys in 40 or 45 minutes. Okay, and this is how beautiful our pies look. We had to cook our pies for 50 minutes to get this super beautiful golden brown. Oh, and that buttery biscuit smell is so predominant. You want to let these cool down for about 20-30 minutes before you try to cut into them. And then we're just going to cut along these lines that we used for our vent. We have a very thin knife that we're using here. Probably doesn't make much difference. We're going to cut this into 4 pieces. Just want to make sure you cut all the way through so it doesn't stick when you try to pull it out. Or it doesn't stick to the next piece anyway. So it doesn't stick together when you try to pull it out. There we go. Right, getting the first piece out is always the hardest. Let's start with this small one here. Let's see what kind of skills we got. Oh my, look at that beauty. All right, we'll see you guys next time.